Hello, today we are going to see a little bit about how to cut nails, right? As you can see, dogs have some white nails and some that are black. The white ones are easier to cut than the black ones, but I'm going to share a little trick so you can cut them at home. Dog nails have a fleshy area, which is this orange part you see here. This is flesh, and the keratinized part of the nail, which is what we are going to cut. The black part, in black nails, we cannot distinguish that fleshy part, so if we cut too much, we will cause bleeding. Additionally, nails bleed a lot. They are very vascularized. How do you cut a nail? You have to cut it at an angle, so that when it rests, it's not cut straight. You need to cut it at an angle, so that when the paw rests, it also rests well with the nail. When the nail is very long, as you can see, it's not very clear in the video, but here it is visible. As you can see, it is deforming the toe. By deforming the toe, it causes improper resting, and to compensate for that, it has to adjust with the hip or shoulder in this case. So it may seem silly, but having long nails will cause joint problems. Another thing I wanted to mention is that if you notice, the hind paws have, although this one has quite long nails, they are usually shorter than the front ones. Why? Because dogs have rear traction, meaning they push. They push with their back legs, okay? So they wear down the back paws more. So, well, we are going to take and cut the nail. Let's see if it allows it, because dogs do not like being touched at all. Let's leave the tripod here. Perfect. We take the nail clippers, and we don't cut it straight. But we are going to cut it at an angle, just a little bit further ahead of where the nail ends. Let's see, this one here next to it is also distinguishable, worse than the other, but you can also see where the flesh ends, and we can cut. How do we cut the nails? We can't see the fleshy area of the nail. Well, what we are going to do is take the nail, lift it, and see that from here to here there is a straight line. So from here down there usually is, if we lift the nail back, we see that it continues a straight line. From here down there is flesh. Here up we can cut. So, we cut. Well, here we have another little dog that in this case has all light-colored nails. So it will be great to see what I explained earlier. Let's see it. Look. You can perfectly see the fleshy area. And where the keratinized area is, obviously you should cut at this height, more or less at a bevel, at an angle, never straight, at an angle, at a bevel. The trick I mentioned earlier with the black nail can be seen very well with a white nail, so you can see what I was referring to. Look, if I lift the nail, here we see that there is a straight line from where the flesh is to where the pad is, as you can see, right? There is a straight line from where the flesh is to where the pad is. Therefore, if the nail were completely black, if I know where the pad is, I can cut a little above and cut the nails without any problem. I am going to grab the 2000 nail clippers. The trimming of dogs, I didn't explain it before, but I will explain it now. See if it focuses here. He doesn't want to. Well, there are several types of dog trimmers. I really like this one. I'm sure you can fit the nail in here, and I close it. It's similar to the old cigar cutters. This is what there was. Well, let's get to it. I always leave a little margin to make sure it doesn't bleed. This is absolutely very important. Very, very important. Let's see how I do this. It's very important. not to forget to cut the 5th toe, okay, which is this one here. This is very important because it doesn't wear down naturally. So if the dog doesn't wear it down, or doesn't cut it himself, many times dogs chew their nails and cut them themselves. We continue with these in front. This little light here, right? Here, and there was a client who told me that her dog wouldn't let her cut its nails because her husband cut them with pliers. Pliers? Seriously? And now let's move on to the back ones. The back one is exactly the same as the previous one. We hold the finger well and cut at an angle. Let's see if I can manage to teach it. You see that over there, little orange? This right here, little orange? That is starting to be the flesh, okay? Therefore, it's important not to keep cutting from there, okay? The surrounding part is nail, but what you see here is flesh. And finally, we are going to finally cut the last nails.
We cut, cut.
Be careful, because there are some dogs that also have nails here, fingers here that need to be cut. If they are not trimmed, the nail will turn, and will dig into the flesh. These here, just like those we mentioned before in the front, these here are very important because if not, they end up digging into the nail. Slow. This has been our model for today. And that's it. That easy. If you cut too much and it bleeds, we have several options we can do. Honey is very effective, okay? Honey, being so, seals the blood vessels very well and helps with bleeding. It's 2009. Besides, it is antibacterial, so it will help with healing and prevent the wound we have caused from getting infected. There are also some commercial powders called non-stop or something like that, or just stop or something like that, which are powders that do the same thing, okay? It stops the bleeding and disinfects the wound. It's 2009, and that's it. The sand is said to be quite good as well. In the sand, there are usually not very aggressive pathogens for the street. The sand itself helps to plug the wound. In any case, even if it bleeds a lot, it is also an area that heals very quickly, okay? So there is no need to be scared. And that's it. This is the practical part of how to cut a dog's nail.